We've got a lot to discuss on today's Cowboys Report, from Tyler Guyton to contracts to training camp takeaways. Before we dive into that, we are 50 subs away from 218,000. I guarantee at least 50 people watching right this second are not subscribed. If that's you, hit that sub button and get free Cowboys videos each and every single day. Let's discuss Tyler Guyton. So he left practice relatively late today. A little tough to tell from where the media was sitting and the angles and the highlight clips and everything, but looks like he either got bent up or just bent up in general with no one kind of rolling on top of him, and seemed to tweak some type of, whether it was an ankle or a knee, some type of leg injury. Was down for a couple of minutes. Micah Parsons comes over, helps him walk off the field. Was able to walk off the field with no cart, no anything. But we don't really have details as of filming with what the actual injury details are. Depending on when you're watching, we might have an entirely new video out. It'll be the pinned comment, a short for you available at the pinned comment, whatever. But we'll keep you guys covered on this, because any potential injury to Tyler Guyton would be a disaster. Because Guyton, by all accounts, has had a very good start to training camp so far. Like, he's handled the pressures better. He's seems to be more locked in. My guy Vox Lombardi, I trust him implicitly with offensive line, especially once the pads go on at camp, has had a ton of praise for Guyton. If he's down, oh boy, it's Awesome Richards, Nathan Thomas in there at left tackle, and you go from first-round pick who's seemingly ascending to late day 3 pick who hasn't played a lot or at all in the case of Nathan Thomas. So I am worried about this one. We will keep a close eye on it. He was able to walk off the field. Hopefully that's a good sign. I think Overshone walked off at one point, so I am going to be sweating this one until we get firm and final details on the Guyton side. So again, peep the pinned comment. We'll have an update for you there, / an entirely new video out potentially. In the meantime, type TG in the comment section to send the good vibes towards Tyler Guyton. It's the pinned comment. It's kind of like a prayer circle, but we'll do TG instead of the pinned comment of today's show. Let's discuss latest on Brevin spann-ford. Schottenheimer said he'd miss a couple of weeks with his ankle injury, which is unfortunate for spann-ford. He was in line to at least push, if not surpass, Luke Schoonmaker as tight end 2. Cowboys obviously paying Jake Ferguson. He is entrenched as tight end 1. Schoonmaker is, I think, the clear favorite right now to be tight end 2 for at least the foreseeable future. We'll see when spann-ford gets back. John Stevens getting ramped back up right there. I haven't heard a ton from Princeton Fant, Rivaldo Fairweather, Tyler Revel. Revel got bullied by Sam Williams one time, but as long as he's back in time for week 1, that's unideal for the tight end 2 battle, but good enough for the actual roster spot. Another injury to monitor is on Andrew Booth. A couple strong practices in a row, and then Booth left practice early with what might be a hamstring. I would wager soft tissue. Sometimes it's the groin instead. That sucks for Booth. We were going to have a different section on him about, Schottenheimer praised him. The confidence is there. Well, now he's nicked up. So, again, hopefully nothing too severe there. Contract thing I want to get into. Then we'll talk some more contracts in general. How about Tyler Smith? So we'll do a full video on some potential extension candidates here. But the Cowboys have hinted at this, that, hey, you got the Jake Ferguson deal done. Maybe they're not done yet. Of note, Tyler Smith's agent, who also reps Tyler Guyton, Joe Panos, just so happened to be at Cowboys practice today, and he was spotted talking with Stephen Jones, talking with Adam Pacifica, who does a lot of the training camp stuff. Great photo from Todd Archer here. That's not an accident. That's not a coincidence. That they're just there and happen to be communicating. So I would like it if they got a bunch of deals done. I think Tyler Smith is certainly one to keep an eye out for as we move forward. Now, today's show is made possible by Ethos. As a father of one kid and a second one on the way, trust me when I say life insurance matters. It is not fun to think about what would happen if something happened, but you do need to be prepared. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL daily. That's ETHOS.com/NFL daily. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry and is more affordable than you might think. Ethos is an online platform that makes getting life insurance fast and easy to protect your family's future in minutes, not months. There is no complicated process, and it's 100% online. There's no medical exam required. You just answer a few health questions and get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage. So protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL daily. That's ethos.com/NFL daily. Link is in the comments section and the description of today's show. Appreciate Ethos sponsoring us here at the Cowboys Report. Wasn't just a potential Tyler Smith extension. DaRon Bland also said today after practice that he and his agent have had contract extension talks. Bland saying, quote, Dallas is always where I want to be. Hopefully can get it done. Whenever you hear that type of narrative, sometimes it means the Cowboys want to get it done earlier because they like kind of being, I don't know, brown-nosed a little bit, if we're being honest. What if I told you this? What if Ferguson, DaRon Bland, Tyler Smith all get done and you get Micah Parsons done? Wouldn't that be a pretty damn productive Cowboys training camp from a contract perspective? I think it'd be a huge win for the Cowboys. Of course, there is the Micah Parsons contract that continues to loom. Stephen Jones saying over the weekend when asked about it following the Jake Ferguson deal, we want to pay Micah too. He's got to want to be paid. And it's shit like this that drives me insane. I can't stand Stephen Jones more often than not. What he is doing here is Stephen Jones is claiming a player who is currently holding in an effort to get paid actually doesn't want to get paid. What are we doing? Why do we think why does he think we're stupid? I'm going to ride this meme into the ground. We're all trying to find the guy who's not paying Micah Parsons right now. It's him. This logic doesn't work. They did the exact same thing with Stephen Jones did the exact same thing with CeeDee Lamb too. Oh, well, they got to want to get paid. He was holding out. What do you mean he doesn't want to get paid? I am annoyed how this always happens. When players want top of the market money, which is not the case with, Jake Ferguson. We'll see if it's the case with Tyler Smith or whatnot. They always find a way. Oh, the deal didn't get done. Steven will say on one hand, I don't want to comment on a contract, and then throw the guy who was trying to get a contract under the bus. What he means is probably he wants to get paid at a rate we are comfortable with, which we know how this is going to go. Whether it's in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, in a month before the season. We got the deal done, and it's exactly what we all thought it was going to be 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, after the TJ Watt deal. It's the exact same deal we all predicted. It's stupid. Earn some goodwill, stop trashing your best players, and just pay them. It's not hard, actually. Everyone else finds a way to make it happen. Even the Niners themselves didn't know how to pay players. Even the 49ers did. It's insane. So I have my thoughts, but who do you blame more for no Micah Parsons deal? MP for Micah, JB for the Jones boys. Couple training camp updates I want to hit here. We'll eventually do training camp winners and losers. Kaiir Elam is going to be on this list, barring some negative stuff that happens the next 2 days, really, because they're off tomorrow. How about this photo? This was an all-time moment. Kaiir Elam in coverage against Jalen Tolbert, kind of running, looked like a corner route from the angle I saw on Twitter. He ran the route for Jalen Tolbert, picked it off, ran into the crowd, kidnapped a child, kidding mostly, and did the whole Simba thing and out there with him, which was electric. That's the type of, that's borderline unhinged behavior. Who thinks, I got to pick, let me go pick this kid up and just put him up in the crowd and do everything like that. That's unhinged behavior, and I need that from my corners because you're going to get beat as a corner. If you get beat 50% of the time, you're actually one of the best corners in the NFL. That's a high ratio still. I love this attitude from Kaiir Elam. Schottenheimer on him. saying he's one of the guys that got elite feet, elite change of direction. But I see him growing in the mental side of it. I see him taking and studying splits with DA. That's David Overstreet, the corners coach. Change of scenery helps a lot of people. Hopefully that continues for Kaiir Elam. What I am curious about is how we move forward with Shavon Revel. You might have saw the clip on Twitter, depending on which one you saw. There was the first one that my boy Tommy Yarsh posted where he just looked uncomfortable. He looked like that knee was bothering him and he didn't look comfortable jumping in the air. There were other ones that looked far better. I don't know when he's going to be back. I'm hoping maybe we get him back in time for Oxnard. Worst case, hopefully he's back by the time they move back to Frisco. But I don't want to rush him back. But that one clip looked bad. Other clips look fine, but it doesn't negate the bad clip. It is worth having a conversation on. So, we'll see how he looks. Wednesday and Thursday and into Friday and Saturday and everything. But I would like to hope that he's good to go because, Kalen Carson's still not quite 100%. Andrew Booth got nicked up today. That's a thin cornerback room if you don't get some guys back soon. So with that in mind, what is your confidence level in the Cowboys cornerback room? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. Couple notes before we go. I feel like we can't not mention the QB side of it. How can we not do it? Let's go with Joe Milton. So everyone's more excited about Milton because he's the new fun toy. The reviews are still pretty consistent overall, and I think you can even go watch if you just type in, you're like John Machota's Twitter account, and just type in Joe Milton, it's normally there. He's got a lot of them. Big arm, we know that. Great athlete. That kid can tuck and run, and it is impressive. There are flashes of good play. And there's flashes of bad play too, which is it's fine. It's training camp. You actually don't want one side winning the entire time. That's how you have a bad side of the ball. He holds the ball too long, and sometimes he tucks and runs. He should have been picked off again today. That one was kind of shaky, but it's going to be fun. I think what we will see from Joe Milton in the preseason this year is more along lines of what we were hoping to see from Trey Lance in the preseason. As for Dak, hey, they hit the deep ball finally. I think there was a really good clip from Schottenheimer at his press conference. He's like, we haven't done a lot of deep ball on purpose. It's early in camp. I don't want to ramp up the guys too fast and risk soft tissue stuff. So they're keeping the GPS down, so to speak. Then they did some more deep ball today. They did some more practice deep ball before the actual, drills and stuff. And just so happens, Dak Prescott, I put on my social media, threw a dime. George Pickens dropped it in the bucket. Pickens outruns Izzy Mukuamu for a score. Was going to happen at some point. I did like that answer from Schottenheimer of deep ball is kind of the last thing to come along. It's got to be better, but I'm not worried about it. And then they hit one today finally. So deep ball is normally the last thing to come in unless you're, I will make this note too as I kind of get off topic here. The Cowboys haven't done, I feel the same volume of one-on-ones in training camp. There haven't been a lot of receiver versus corner, go make a play reps. It's done a lot more team stuff, which hopefully ends up being a good thing. But that does lead to fewer he cooked in training camp highlight moments. There's no crazy-ass George Pickens catch, at least not yet.